I'll be the first to say it. I think I owe Candace Owens a massive apology. Of course, I never doubted her in the first place, but I was saying she was on her crash out era going a little bit sicko mode and psychotic. That's what I thought. I thought she was off her rocker, off her case, and off the margin. But she is doing more work than I've seen anyone do in this investigation towards Charlie Kirk because that was genuine friendship right there. I'm pretty sure it was friendship because it seems as though people are just continuing saying, "Oh, she's a side chick." No, this is genuine friendship. I do this for my best friend. This is nuts. She's going Sherlock Holmes girl on this entire thing because she just confirmed. And Candace Owens shared a group chat with Josh Hammer, Rob McCoy, and 6 other Turning Point USA affiliates where Charlie Kirk explicitly said he had no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause just 48 hours before he was taken out of this existence. Just lost another huge Jewish donor, $2 million a year because he won't cancel Tucker. I'm thinking of inviting candidates. Jewish donors play into all the stereotypes. I cannot and will not be bullied like this. Leave me no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause. This is interesting. Very, very interesting. I didn't know that. Now, at first I thought this was a bunch of garbage. I thought this was just hoo-ha and hooey. But a turn I didn't expect was them confirming it. They confirmed it. They confirmed the text where Candace Owens was not lying. Charlie Kirk message on Israel Pressure 2 years before he was destroyed are genuine, says Turning Point. They confirmed that. So with this, I gotta say this, right? I just gotta say, the aftermath of Charlie Kirk's passing has turned into a grotesque theater of just paranoia and betrayal. And I think Candace Owens is standing center stage of what appears to be the conspiracy theory nonsense of it all because people want more answers thinking there's more. They're spinning narratives that mix tragedy with big political spectacle. She's accused the FBI of withholding evidence, suggested that the alleged shooter was framed, and implied a vast cover-up involving donors, power brokers, and even Kirk's own widow. They're alleging that Erica Kirk is having too nice of a reaction and actively not having a much more severe reaction. And this was crazy, right? This began as grief for a fallen conservative voice, a martyr, one might say. I think it has metastasized into a storm of suspicion and opportunism. And I think Candace is fueling it in real time. Just one post, one theory, one accusation, one thing to unravel the web. It's easy to see the appeal of her story, right? You know what I mean? There's a fallen hero for a lot of conservatives, a conspiracy of elites, and a demand for truth that the mainstream refuses to touch. I'm talking about it because I think it's interesting. I think this is wildly interesting. I really do. I don't trust her. I don't believe her, but I think it's really interesting. It's a ready-made myth for a movement addicted to outrage. But here's the obvious truth I think that we have to acknowledge. She's not uncovering corruption. I believe she's weaponizing grief. Charlie's passing didn't need to be politicized. Yet Candace Owens saw an opening, a vacuum of information, and rushed to fill it with fire because in this media landscape, being first with the theory is much more profitable than being right. And she's going to make a lot of sense with a lot what she says because she's coming from a place of genuine emotion, because she genuinely cares about Charlie Kirk. The claims themselves to me are shaky at best. Owens is saying that there's a hidden video shows a woman with the alleged shooter, Tyler Robinson. The FBI is sitting on it to frame him. She's claimed Kirk was being blackmailed by Jewish donors, which we're talking about today, for not taking pro-Israel stances, posting supposed texts that Turning Point USA later confirmed were real, but contextually, they're very incomplete. These claims are blending half-truths with innuendo, and I don't want you to fall for the half-truths and innuendo, despite the fact that the texts themselves are real. There's just enough fact to sound credible, but never enough evidence to stand in court. That's how conspiracies thrive. That's how Flat Earth still thrives. That's how the firmament glass dome theories still thrive. They live in the gap between reality and proof. And what's especially cruel, and I hate this, and this sucks to me, is her treatment of Erica Kirk, Charlie's widow. Candace has questioned her grief, her silence, and her integrity, asking on social media, what kind of widow wouldn't want the truth? The insinuation is deeply vile. I don't care how close you are with Charlie Kirk or was close to Charlie Kirk, Candace. You don't gotta do that to attack a grieving widow. She grieves in her own way. Everybody grieves in their own ways. Countless times I have been told that I am insensitive for the passing of people in my family, but I just don't feel to
express my emotions in that variety or in that way. It's horrifying. Little known fact. Her grandma is going through a horrible powwow with her kidneys. It's messing up her whole body. It really is. It's messing her up. And I don't know if she's going to make it. Do you see me grieving about it publicly? I posted about it maybe once, but it's horrifying. And it's harassment. It's harassment from Owens' followers, and not in the pursuit of truth, but more so in this pursuit of theater. Not even entertainment, it's just theater. It's victim blaming, and it's being dressed up and packaged as vigilance. It's stupid. And here comes this deep irony. Candace Owens built her brand criticizing the media for exploiting black pain, for sensationalizing tragedy, for spinning narratives before facts. Now she's doing the same thing to someone who once shared her stage. She's playing both martyr and detective as the last honest voice in a world of liars. But she's just opportunistic. She's doing what everyone else is doing. You don't honor the dead by hijacking their story to build their own. You don't do that. And it's also worth noting how this chaos reveals the fragile ecosystem of the conservative movement itself. And I don't mean all conservatives, mind you. There are very good people in the conservative group and the movement in totality. There are, but these vocal minority, these extremists that spend all day arguing, that don't actually go out and work and do all this stuff, that sometimes kids on Twitter, are horrible. The alliances that once seemed unbreakable, Candace Owens and Kirk and Turning Point and his influences on the orbiters and all this stuff, are now devouring each other. It's all attacking each other because they're all trying to look for some truth that may or may not exist. The same ecosystem that thrived on calling everyone else corrupt is now cannibalizing itself. Because once your politics run on distrust, when that happens, eventually you run out of enemies and start turning inward. That's what always happens. The machine eats its own self when outrage becomes the only currency. That's why I implore so many people to stop arguing in the comments. Stop it. Doesn't do anything. It's worthless. Owens' central narrative that Kirk was under pressure from Jewish donors taps into an age-old dangerous trope. The shadowy elite manipulating politics behind the scenes. And guess what? It's true, they do it. It's not even a shadowy elite, though. We know the names of the people. We know the people. It's not some higher. They're openly doing it. They're just openly doing it. It's not some shadow elite. It's right in our faces, and we just don't care. It's classic scapegoating. That's all it is. And yet she frames it as just asking questions. She's a bad faith actor because she's not asking. She's accusing immediately. And she knows her followers will fill in the blanks with the ugliest assumptions possible. Meanwhile, we're watching the actual investigation move slowly and methodically, and it's grounded in evidence. We got cause of death, ballistics, witness statements, digital forensics. It's not glamorous. It's not fun. It's not what NCIS shows you. It's not what all the fun shows show. It's not what Dexter is. It's not how it works. It's not how it works. What the truth looks like is boring, slow, and deliberate. That's what the truth looks like. You don't make the truth a wildfire. That's why people are so upset. Well, why didn't Luigi Mangione it should have caused a revolution? Why didn't this happen? Because that's not how the law and justice work. It doesn't work. You want simple, emotional, and cinematic, but that's not how it works. You want these hidden tapes and these villains and these secrets. The real version of all this is data logs, human error, police reports. It's you misinterpreting information. That's all it is. What makes it so dangerous is how it trains audiences to see conspiracies everywhere. Every tragedy becomes a cover-up story. Every disagreement becomes a trail. People who genuinely mourn Charlie Kirk are now convinced that the entire system, law enforcement, his own family, even his own organization are lying somehow because he didn't want to believe in the things that they wanted to believe in. It's insane. It's just genuinely insane. And if I turn out to be wrong, I will eat my words as a Sunday brunch. I will. But right now, it just seems like so much. And I don't think it's about just Candace Owens. I don't think it's about Owens. I don't think it's just about her. I think it's about what this era of politics has done to us all. How it's made us allergic to ambiguity. We can't let something be tragic without also making it corrupt. We can't let a mystery unfold without demanding an immediate villain. The patience required for truth feels unbearable in a world addicted to outrage. And so we devour every single new theory like it's fast food for the soul. It's cheap, it's filling, it's toxic, and at the end of the day, Candace Owens isn't bringing us any closer to the truth about Charlie Kirk. She brings us closer to the void. The place where faith in anything real, collapses under the weight of constant suspicion. She's turned mourning into a content strategy. And when the facts finally arrive, they'll be met not with relief, but with resentment, because the truth is never as exciting as the myth. It's never as exciting. I'm going to give you a little bit of fun lore here. A little bit of fun lore. When I was 17, I was in a horrifying battle with leukemia. I had blood cancer that had gone to my lungs. It was horrifying. I hate every second of it, right? It's the worst pain I've ever experienced in my entire life. It sucked. I hate every second of it. I was like 90 pounds. I was on chemo. I was bald. So I grew my hair out now because I don't want to be bald again. So this fear, if I go bald, I may be being close to cancer. I have this literal emotional fear of me going bald. And even if I start balding, I'll still have a little bit of hair, and I know that's natural, but still I have this emotional crux on me of this balding pain, right? And I remember beating cancer. I remember I beat cancer. I remember this whole thing, this whole shebang I had. It sucked. Because the reality of me beating cancer is not people congratulating you or being happy that you beat cancer. It's people not knowing you had cancer. It's people that said that they would hit you up after cancer and never hit you up. It's your friends that witness you struggle. Say, I'm too busy, despite the fact that you would have been dead. That's what happened. That's reality. That's real. Because when someone dies, you just keep going. You know that, right? When someone passes, you have to keep going. If I were to pass 11 years ago, you wouldn't have been getting this video for one. But the world would have kept spinning. You would have never known of my existence. And I'm so happy to know yours, and I'm happy you know mine. Very grateful to be here. I really am. But the myth and mysticism behind beating that didn't exist. The truth was that I just fought. My body decided to live. I was very happy about that. There was no mythic force. There was no God behind me. There was no prayers. That was me. It was all me. I did it. Chemo and science and medicine and eating right and making sure I had the food in my body to fight back. That's what happened. That's what happened. Despite the fact that I didn't want to eat because my body was rejecting all food. That's what happened. I tried. And physical therapy sucked. It's not some redemption arc story where you magically do this. Oh my god. No, it's not what happens. And after that, I got kicked out of my house. It's not as if it was mysticism being homeless after cancer. There was no mysticism behind it. There's no tragic hero story. It wasn't. I made mistakes and I deserved to get kicked out even after cancer because I was stupid and reckless. That's what happened. That's the reality of it. And nobody was bad in that situation. They were reasonably reacting to the horror and trauma of watching somebody ruin their life around them, and it sucked. That's the reality of life. The truth is slow and stupid, and it's not immediate. It's horrifying. It sucks. My life has been slow and stupid, and it seems fast and amazingly paced, but those moments of quiet are what I crave. Those small moments where things aren't reactionary. When history looks back on this moment, what Candace Owens is doing, it won't remember Charlie Kirk's death. It will remember how quickly we lost sight of compassion and truth in the race to make sense of chaos. Candace Owens isn't uncovering the story, she's rewriting it in real time. For clicks and for clout. And the rest of us staring at our screens are letting her. I hate this. This is stupid. That's all I have to say about this entire situation. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
I'm your Nick and Night, be my Laurel, please, Lord. Ooh, happy to try what you need. Your world, I love to live in it. Ooh, I love the ride when you're free.